The church was not ordinary. It was alive, not built on performance, but on power. People gathered with one heart, one purpose, one spirit moving among them. This was not religion. This was real. Lives were being transformed. The broken were restored, and no one lacked because those who had gave freely, sacrificially, without holding back. Land was sold, possessions released, and everything was laid at the apostles' feet, not for recognition, but from love. But somewhere, in the middle of that purity, something shifted, quietly, subtly, dangerously. There was a man, Ananias, and his wife, Sapphira. They watched. They saw the giving. They saw the honor. They saw the respect that followed those who surrendered everything. And something rose in their hearts. Not devotion, desire. Not for God, but for appearance. They wanted to be seen as something they were not. So they made a plan. Together. Not forced, not pressured. Chosen. They sold a piece of land, just like others had done. But when the money came, they paused. They looked at it, and instead of surrendering it all, they held back a portion quietly. No one would know, or so they thought. They kept part for themselves, but still carried the rest forward as if it was everything. The gift looked right. The amount seemed generous. The act appeared pure. But heaven saw differently, because this was never about the amount. It was about the lie. Ananias walked in, step by step, holding the offering in his hands, but something heavier in his heart, deception. He laid it down, before the apostles, before the church, before God. And then Peter spoke, not guessing, not assuming, knowing. Ananias, why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit? The atmosphere changed. This was no longer a moment of giving. This was a moment of exposure. While it remained, was it not your own? No one forced you. You were free. But why have you conceived this thing in your heart? You have not lied to men, but to God. Silence. Heavy. Unavoidable. Truth had spoken, and in that instant, Ananias fell. No struggle. No time to explain, no opportunity to correct it. Life left him, just like that, and fear entered the room. Not panic, not confusion, fear, the kind that reminds you God is here. Young men carried his body out. No long ceremony, no delay, just a sobering reality. Hours passed. Life in the room continued, but something had changed. Then Sapphira walked in, unaware, calm, composed, still carrying the same story, still standing in the same agreement. Peter looked at her and gave her a chance. Tell me, is this the full amount? A moment, a pause, an opportunity for truth. She could have stopped it right there. She could have broken the lie. She could have chosen honesty. But instead, she chose alignment with deception. Yes, that is the full amount. And in that moment, the same spirit of hypocrisy spoke again. Peter answered, "How could you agree together to test the Spirit of the Lord?" The weight of those words uncovered everything. This was not just a mistake. This was a decision, a partnership in deception. And before fear could even settle in her heart, she fell, right there, at his feet. The same end. The same judgment, the same exposure. The young men returned and carried her out to the same place beside her husband, and great fear came upon the whole church and upon all who heard these things. Not fear of punishment, fear of truth, fear of realizing God sees everything. This story is a warning, clear, direct. Hypocrisy is dangerous. It is pretending on the outside while hiding the truth inside. Worship without surrender. Words without truth. God is not seeking perfection. He wants honesty. You can struggle. Be real. If this message convicted your heart, don't ignore it. Sit with it. Pray through it. Let God deal with anything hidden. Share this with someone who needs a wake-up call. Subscribe to Beyond What You See Studios. The church was not ordinary. It was alive, not built